This is a video of me talking about shit. Oh god. Um, well, yeah, I'm back in my house in Florida. Although I won't be around the fucking hectic environment of that is Buffalo, New York. 'Cause, like, I won't be around people who just walking into the room that I'm staying in constantly asking me if I'm alright because I'm like in the room like all day every day. You know? I think that's weird. I thought that was weird, although that's what I do like at home here all the time. Like I always like for the majority of the day I just stay in one room. I'd either stay like in this room all day just on the computer, just mainly I always I'm on the computer. I only for the most part I'm just on either on YouTube or like on Anime Freak. Like Anime Freak is one of the anime websites on the internet you can watch anime on. I like the site because I feel like I feel like that site in particular I feel like is really reliable, especially since like it has premieres and stuff like that. And like before I went to the site, they were like that I went to before that had anime, but it either wasn't reliable with like it had like just missing episodes and like either missing episodes and just stuff like that, or they might not have certain version of it. It might have certain dub, or it might have it in the subtitles might only be like they might only have subtitles for a specific language, like say they only have like Spanish subtitles or German subtitles, because like, and I'm not talking out of my ass on this one, like stuff like that can really, it can actually really happen, you know. Oh jeez. Um, spend all my time either watching, mainly just watching anime, or watching a walkthrough or a let's play, you know? That really takes up a lot of my time. Especially like, oh man, especially if I'm watching like a really long anime series, or if I'm rewatching one. Cause like I remember like last summer all the time I would just like go back and watch One Piece episodes from the beginning, you know, up to the current, up to the point where it was at then. Sometimes I do that with Bleach, and sometimes I watch Let's Plays. Like mainly I watch Let's Plays of like from like Necroscope 86 and Rad Brad. I haven't watched both their videos for a long while. I know that I know they might not seem that wild because of like on this account, like when it says, damn, sorry man, but on this account, like what it says the date that I joined, but of course, like with an account like this, like of course, as a lot of people have like YouTube accounts, it says that they joined like just recently at this point, like they only joined like a couple months ago or a year ago. Like as with most people, I actually been on YouTube like a long while before that. Like, by the way, I'm doing that with this. Anything inappropriate. Oh god. Oh man. But I think my other account was like really stupid, like Rashy Boy or some shit like that. It's really stupid. But at the same time, it's like when I created that account, I was like in either in 7th or 8th grade. The only time I really even like really the only videos I ever watch are like just random anime related videos, like Naruto videos or Dragon Ball Z videos, like that's literally what I would watch, you know. And I would watch like some Dragon Ball Z episodes and stuff like that, you know. It's really, I was really lame because that was the only things that I watched on YouTube, you know. And like I've been watching. What year was that? I think I joined YouTube and first got on YouTube. I think like in '09 or something like that. '09 or '08, something like that. But I'm watching Necro's videos for a long while. I'm watching the Rad Brad videos for a long while. Like in fact, like I'm probably one of the few people now who can say that I watched Brad's video, like the Rad Brad's videos before he got big and popular, you know? Cause like, you know, really, cause like Brad's a cool gamer and all, man. I love watching his videos. He's like his style of gaming and style, like the sense of humor, like I find it really funny. And it's like, whenever I'm like in a shit mood, I'm on the computer. Sometimes like I'd either watch Sandy Included or watch one of Brad's videos, you know, because like his overall demeanor and his sense of humor and all of that. It's like, and honestly, with like some of the games that he plays, like normally he's not a noob, but honestly at the same time, with some of the games that he plays, he's like complete noob at them. He's like a complete noob at some games, but in his defense, like a lot of the games he makes walkthroughs of, it's literally like his walkthroughs generally are like just blind walkthroughs, you know, and like, and he's really and it's like the thing with blind walkthroughs, and it's like, and of course like before he does the walkthrough replays, like he plays a little bit of the game ahead of time, like just to get a feel for it, you know, so he wouldn't be a complete noob, you know. But it's like, and that's another thing, like with Necroscope86, like he says that he doesn't like blind walkthroughs and blind let's plays, and I'm like the same way usually, because it's like I've tried watching some blind let's plays and blind walkthroughs and stuff like that, and you know, it really can get annoying, you know. It can really get annoying, because it's like there's certain points where you just kind of like get to a certain point of the game and you have absolutely no fucking clue what to do next, you know, like you have absolutely no clue what to do, and you'd see just videos and videos of people, of them just going around in circles or just going off doing whatever shit because they don't know what they should do to progress the game or progress the story, you know. Although if you don't know, then there's game facts for you. but you know, like people don't use, but a lot of times people don't use that stuff, and you see videos of just boring nothingness, bad content, you know. Like I'm not saying I do anything better, but you know, like I watch a lot of walkthroughs and let's plays, and it's like I call it like I see it, you know. I really do. But the thing with Brad's like even if he is a noob at if he is kind of like a noob at a certain game that he plays, or he does a certain strategy bad, like say take a high elf and go off and be a warrior, something like that. I just don't know where I got that example from. It just kind of popped out of my head. I just don't know where it came from, you know. But whatever. But it's like with this certain style of gameplay and his humor, I just find it so funny, you know. That really compensates for it, and it's like with certain games that he plays, and it's like even if he might not know what to do at a certain point or whatever, it's just so funny, and it's like he gets better at the game, you know. It's like it's like really good, and it's like at the same time I'd argue that he's better than the average gamer, you know. Especially with like recently, like when the Amazing Spider-Man came out. It's like I just started watching some gameplay videos of it, some people trying to do walkthroughs of it, and most of the people were just garbage. And look at Brad with these like hitting combos left, right, and center. But at the same time, it's probably the only reason because of that is like when he played Batman Arkham Asylum, he also played Arkham City, you know, and he's gotten used to those games, and he's really gotten used to those games. And the Amazing Spider-Man, like it has like the same combat engine, you know. So it's like if you played games like that before that have the same combat, who have like essentially the same combat engine and good at those games and you're used to them, if you play another game that's like still a different game, but if its combat engine is the same, you're going to be good at it. And it's like you're going to get used to it very quickly. You're going to pick up on it, and the game will be that much easier for you, you know. And let's see. Oh god, I don't know why that just happened. It's just my kind of shitty webcam. It's like I don't know, but hey, at least the one that was on the laptop I was on, barely. Oh god, I do not like where this is going, man. This is just going bad. This really is. Oh god. But like I think a lot of people like found Brad through videos like Skyrim or Prototype 2 or Saints Row the Third or Mass Effect 3, you know? It's like I started watching his videos like in the beginning, since like Dead Rising 2. Like, oh my god. Dead Rising 2. I want you to play this, it's so fucking hilarious. I know I'm sounding like a complete fanboy right now, but I'm not really a fanboy. I'm just liking his videos, and just a long time subscriber. You're the guy I talked about, Necroscope86. Oh, Necro. Oh, Necro. My favorite LPer. Like, in fact, like, most of the LPs that I watch, it's just basically his. It was like the first, like he was the first LPs I started watching, you know. Very first LP on YouTube that I watched. Necroscope86's LP of Final Fantasy VII. And just in case some of you guys like might want to watch it or whatever, just saying that there's a crash in like the fall of like 2010 where Necro basically like he deleted all of his footage and kind of like closed his account, and he was gone for like a really long time. And like there was a lot of people who thought that he was like gone for good and stuff like that. You know, there were a lot of people saying that he'd miss him, that they miss him and stuff like that. Because it was like, and honestly, like viewers and subscribers of YouTube, like he was missed. But you know, like he came back, and it's like, you know, he was just going through like some stuff in his life, you know, and he kind of wanted to be away from the world, you know. So it's like he's mad and he's annoyed at himself for deleting those videos, you know, for deleting all that footage, you know. And it's like I will never know. It's like I will never know exactly what happened, like in his life, like in fact, like no one, like not really, actually no one on YouTube, like, will ever know. But at the same time, it's like, I think, although I don't know the situation, I feel like if it was extreme, like at that extent and at that point, to where he would delete like all of the footage, and he because he felt like he wanted to be away and disconnected from the world for whatever reason. And to be honest, I feel like regardless of what happened, I feel like if I was in his position, I probably would do something similar. Like not to that degree, but something similar, you know. And it's like in a sense, like I'm just gonna say, like, who am I to judge, you know? It's like I'm just a human being, I'm just a person, you know. Like everyone's equal, everyone has their own thoughts and opinions and beliefs and stuff like that, you know. So it's like, no matter what you think or what you say, it's like your opinion is invalid. It doesn't really mean not much of anything, you know, because everyone has an equal say, and everyone has their own stuff. Like, my hands hurting now. Oh, jeez. But yeah, you know, and it's like no one's say is better than anyone else's. But at the same time, it's like something like that point can change if the point if someone's trying to make your say is like really harmful and detrimental to another person, you know. It's like we say and we believe that everyone's equal, that everyone has equal rights, and everyone has an equal place, position, and say in something. But at the same time, we feel like that person, like so and so person, doesn't really have that when they go out and say stuff just to like make fun of or bully or hurt other people, you know? But at the same time, I'm just like, it's like, who are you to say such and such about some person? Like, you really don't know them. You don't know, like, and that's another thing with the internet. The whole thing of being anonymous. When people suddenly have anonymities, like, I forgot how to say that word. I'll remember how to later, or just look it up. You know, the internet. But the thing with like a lot of people feel like when they're anonymous, no one will know their personal identity, you know? And it's like they feel empowered, and they feel, you know, and they feel like they can do and say anything, pretty much because they can, you know. It's like you can say anything and you can get away with it because people won't know your personal identity and they don't know who you are. So you can pretty much say whatever, you know, and just whatever, you know. But I think that sort of thing was like really stupid, and I feel like it gives a lot of people like this fake sense and veil of bullshit, fake confidence. It doesn't really even exist in the first place. If you need to have that to even believe that you have confidence, you know. But it's like that's the thing with like when trolls started coming out of nowhere, because most people who would even bother to be trolls are people who don't have the balls to like let people know their personal identity and know saying, hey, I'm such and such person and I say this, you know. They have to be, like, most part they have to be anonymous, or they have to like people not know their real life identity, you know, in order for them to be trolls. And to be honest, like, personally, I feel like something like that is just straight up pathetic. But at the same time, you don't fuck with anonymous. You do not fuck with anonymous. You just don't. Anonymous is just generally, you can't win against anonymous. You just can't. I think the thing with being anonymous, I feel like the whole thing with being anonymous, it's it can be cool, but at the same time, it can not be not cool. You know, it really does depend on your intention of what you're going for, what you're trying to say. You know, because like back then, like nowadays, like years and years ago, whenever someone was anonymous, it was always like to protect their identity. You know, and they tried to do something for the greater good. You know, like tell the police or something like that, or report a crime or whatever. Just any good behavior, just like snitching, you know, just some stuff like that. But like nowadays, with the introduction of the internet and sites like 4chan and YouTube and stuff like that, just people just like out of nowhere, people just come out and have all this hate, you know, and they spread the hate, and you know, and it's like honestly, like with the whole spreading the hate thing, it's like I take like despite the things I say, I take like a neutral ground towards it, you know, because I feel like it's really complicated for me to talk about, you know, because it's like it really bothers me, it annoys me, and people like purposefully like it bothers me when it hurts, when it actually ends up hurting someone, you know, because like when someone talks shit about someone and it actually hurts them or it might push them to a certain level, because you know the thing with bullying, people killing themselves, and like there was like the thing with like, of course there was the thing with like race. It was like the whole vodka mom thing. It's like apparent. Another thing that really bothered me is like Grace. It's really stupid. It was like I think like apparently there was this mom who had like a baby, and like ever since when she got the baby from the hospital, she would like always sleep like in the same bed or whatever with the baby like every night. That's just something she got used to. And just one night she drank vodka, like she drank too much and rolled over like on the baby, and the baby died of asphyxiation. And and that's really, and it's like, you know, so besides that, it's not like she was like I guess you can say that it's neglect to some degree. But I think like she was charged with murder, but I don't know, like I don't know all the details and I don't know all the facts, you know. But it's like from what the detectives say, it's like yeah, she was sleeping like the same bed with the baby every night, and from what they like apparently she's like a mother of four, and despite what happened with her baby, she's like a perfectly fine mother. You know, like she was doing a good job raising her children. You know, so it's not like she was like a bad, neglectful mother who like mistreated her children and stuff like that. You know, because like I think with Nancy Grace, the way she was talking is that's really the kind of picture that she painted for her. You know, and it's like that's annoying. I hate Nancy Grace the way she talked about it, because like the thing was like afterwards, I forgot how old the woman was. Like I think she was like 27 or 29 or somewhere in that age range. But it's like even the thing where it's like when her mother was talking about it in the news, where it's like her mom said that after the woman saw the video of what Nancy Grace did and what she said about her, said that her daughter's like literally just shaking, you know, and like she couldn't breathe, and like later on, later on she killed herself, you know. And it's like with something like that, it can like it really does like there's just a lot of gray, you know, and there's a lot of different perspectives and ways that you can look at it, you know, and it's like you don't exactly like a lot of times you don't exactly know like where to stand, you know, because it's like on one side, like on one side, like Nancy Grace was being like this, like the way, like, and it's like she felt no level of sympathy or remorse or empathy with this woman who lost her baby, you know, and it's like regardless of what she did, she lost her baby. Like she was devastated, you know. She didn't intend to kill her child. She didn't intend for that to happen. You know, it's not like she like shook. I mean, it's not like she like shook her baby or or just like throw it against a wall or drown it. You know, this is. It's like on one side, Nancy just kept on saying certain things and just pushed her, you know, just kept like, and so that's a lot of what she does when she's talking, like she just says certain things and just bullies people, you know, and I just really don't get it, and it's like I don't know, like it's one thing when you're talking crap about like a government, like you know, versus targeting a single person, you know? It's like instead of talking about the powerful, you're talking about the powerless. You know, just stuff like that can really get annoying. You know, can just really just make you mad, just piss you off. You know, and like on the flip side of that situation, like the lady she was responsible of her actions and she killed herself. You know, by herself. You know, that's a flip side of that. But that's like yeah, what if you don't know how she killed herself? She burned herself alive. Yeah, and that's like another, and that's one really weird thing about like when talking about suicide. You know, it's like when people try to say like who was at fault or who is to blame. You know, because it's like when you push, it's like you push someone and they kill themselves. It's like sometimes you don't know how to assess the situation, and it's like regardless of what happens, you know, there has to be justice. You know, you know, at least justice to some degree or some point. You know, and someone has to be punished for it. You know, or at least someone has to take, or at least like one thing that's really common nowadays, someone has to take the blame. You know, you have to blame someone because that's really one of the only things that people do nowadays. They just blame people, even just blame other people who have nothing to do with the situation for your problems. You know, and it's like really weird thing about suicide is like someone gets pushed and they kill themselves. It's like at the same time you look at the person who pushed them, but on the flip side of that you look at the person who killed themselves. You know, they were in full control. It's a really weird thing. And it's like the thing with like in fact like this isn't the first time that Nancy Grace talked about someone and that person killed themselves. Like she had like an interview on her show before with someone. She was talking to some lady, I think, and and like after the interview she killed herself. Like you know, just it's just stuff like that. And it's like Nancy Grace, like she's not sad or remorseful about any of it. You know, she just really isn't. You know, and that's like another thing that I don't give the justice system a lot of times. You know, like justice system is so fucked up. You know, because it's like Nancy Grace says such and such thing about a person on live television on her news show, you know, says these things, and the more outrageous and the more controversial the things she says, the higher her ratings will be, and shit like that, you know, like she badmouths and just tears in and just tears apart this person and the person's situation who she doesn't have all the details, and she doesn't have all the facts, you know. At the same time, she just like goes in and just tears them apart. And you know, there are two people who kill themselves over, like two people she talked about who kill themselves over that. And nothing happens to her, and nothing will happen to her because of that kind of stuff. And there was like a thing, well, and there was a thing like a while back with like this is due to like recorded videos of like his roommate doing certain actions like with this other person. Was like his roommate was like a homosexual male, and it's like after stuff like, and after that like killed himself. I think he jumped off like forgive me if I have like the wrong information, you know, because it was like long since I heard about the story, you know. But I think it's like like he jumped off a bridge, and I know he's not, but I think he jumped off a bridge or something. But it's like that happens, the roommate gets in trouble for it, you know, like he's going to serve jail time for that. But Nancy Grace, what she does, she gets like nothing happens to her at all. You know, it's just stuff like that just really pisses me off. And that's another thing that and that's one big reason why, excuse me, why I don't really like television news, you know, because like the big, like the big like news sources, like news stations and stuff like that, like regardless of what position they say they have, like they all have a certain agenda or a certain like mission or objective to promote, you know. They all have a certain stand on something regardless of what they say, you know. Like can't watch any news because like it's all like if you have news and you're reporting it, you're supposed to just you give the facts to people, you know. You just give the facts, you know. And it's like the thing with Fox News, it's like I used to watch Fox News a lot because I like the way they presented their information, but at the same time it's like it's way too biased and it's like ultra conservative. And I think that was one of the reasons why I kind of like watching Fox News, was because like when it comes to certain beliefs with how a government should be run and certain like policies and stuff like that, it's like on a level like on that sort of things, like at the time I was really more conservative. But when it comes to like social issues, I was really more liberal, you know. But it's like when I watch Fox News, I really like the way they presented their information and stuff like that. And I tried watching MSNBC, I just couldn't stand it. This was just annoyed me. And MSNBC is like they seem, I wouldn't even know if I'd say they're more as extreme as Fox News. At the same time, I haven't really watched it like at all, like a lot really, so I can't really comment. And CNN's like Fox News really conservative, MSNBC really liberal. CNN is supposed to be neutral, but it has like this fake ass neutrality where it's like they say like here's what the Republicans say, here's what the Democrats say, blah 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 blah, you know. It's like well they say there's like essentially there's no real substance to it. And it's like the news that people, news stations on TV do present, like either isn't real news, or it isn't fact, you know? Like, it may be partly true, but they take a certain spin on it, or they put a twist on it, you know, in their own direction to make it sound like bad on the person, like bad or good on the person who they're talking about. But if it's someone whose views are against their views, then more likely or not, the spin that they put on it is going to make the person they're talking about look bad, you know? And it's just really stupid like that. And it's like, and that's why that's why most people don't even trust, like most Americans nowadays, like, don't even trust TV news anymore. Like, probably like only like 35, like around like 30 something percent of Americans actually trust TV news, you know. Stuff like that's really stupid. That's why, like, I never really I don't really watch TV news anymore. Like, thing with like years ago, people used to just get their news from like either like radio stations or the newspaper, and people started getting all their news from TV. And now, like, nowadays, people just like get all their news from the internet. Like, the more common person gets their information on like social networking sites like Facebook, where, say, like, you might see a certain friend post a status about something that happens in politics, or saying that a certain person, like a certain famous person, dies or something like that. That's really the only way that people get their information. Or if they do watch stuff, or if they do get their news from TV, they might watch like The Daily Show or The Colbert Report, you know? It's like, I had an English honors teacher who, like I think she said one time to me that she gets her news from like The Daily Show, you know, which, like, I don't find anything wrong with that, because like Daily Show, like Jon Stewart, it's like, and it's also the thing with like Stephen Colbert, but more with Jon Stewart, you know, like they present like, they just present the facts, you know. They present the facts and what's there, but they make it entertaining for their viewers. But it's also different depending on who you're talking about and how they talk about it, you know. Because like Stephen Colbert, and he like puts like a really conservative spin on it, you know. This is stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. And the thing with like people like Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart is like, people like the news that they present, like even if it's like on Comedy Central and it's like entertainment, at the same time it's still news. Like, people trust them, you know. They trust what they say and what they stand for, you know. And it's really interesting. But it's like, I don't really trust news from TV anymore. Now I pretty much get all my news from the Young Turks on YouTube, you know. Like, that's the only way I get my news now. Like in like really like anything that has to do with like government, or like how our country is doing, or just how other foreign countries are doing, or just random shit. You know? I only get my news from the Young Turks now. Cause it's like, I really feel like the way they present their news is, it's like they only blah, blah, blah. Like, the way they present their news, I feel like, is really just, they present the facts, you know, and they take like Like, you know, they're kind of like they're liberal and stuff like that, but it's like they're not like extreme. You know, they present the facts and the information. They present the numbers, and numbers don't lie. You know, they just present the straight up factual information, and they make it entertaining. You know, like boom, elbow from the sky, just stuff like that. You know, and it's like you're actually really learning what's going on in the country, and at the same time you can have a really good laugh with it, you know. And that's the thing that I really love about watching their videos, you know. This is really crazy. What was I talking about before I went off on the whole news thing? I was talking about, oh yeah, I was talking about Necroscope 86. It's like the first of his this first LP that I watched was first LP that I watched ever was LP of Final Fantasy VII, and I talked about that. Oh yeah, if you want to watch that LP of Final Fantasy VII I'm talking about, then check his, and you'd have to check his this other account that he posted up a long while back. It's called Retroscope 86. Like not Necroscope, Retroscope. It has like LPs of what he did like before the crash and stuff like that. I think there is, he has his original LP of Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9. And he also has this LP of Resident Evil 2. Oh man. Oh, it's oh yeah, just watching like his LPs like Resident Evil. You even like remember like watching this one LP that he like his original LP of Resident Evil 3. Oh my god. It's like there was just there's like some sound glitches and sound glitches. There's stuff like when Jill was running, you can only hear like only just about every other step, and like there's like one where it's like we're going up to Nemesis, he like does the punch thing, he like hits like the water valve thing, you know. And, like after that happened, the sound went all crazy and whacked out, you know. And there was also a thing where like for a couple of videos where it's like after like the whole train thing and Joey's and you have to play with Carlos and that sort of thing. It was like the audio file for Necro's commentary wasn't in the video, like it was completely gone. You know, where it's like in those videos it's just him playing the game and there's like no commentary on it like at all, man. This is freaking crazy. And I can even remember there's this one user on there, I think his username was like Hero in the Dark or something like that. And it was like really crazy. It was like I can even remember in some of the earlier videos of that series. So like I remember seeing some of his comments in some of Necro's other videos, but it's like Resident Evil 3. Like the comments, like I remember some of the earlier comments that he posted were like I don't even remember what they were. I think they were either weird or fanboyish or kind of creepy comments. All I remember is that they got like thumbs down to the point where it's like negative, like you couldn't even see it anymore. But that was like way back when, so that was like when, where it's like you could see, that was back when you can see the number of a comment had. Like, God. Oof. They can thumb down the shit out of him. But it's like the videos where there were like zero commentary. He posted like comments that was like a fan dubbed it or some other shit, you know? It's just really crazy. And his comments that he posted of that were like, people thumbs him up so much. I think this was his comments at a certain point, like just really annoying. I don't remember seeing any of his comments ever since. I think like Nicker might have blocked him or something. I don't even remember. But in general, it's like I've been watching a lot of Necro's LPs. I watched a lot of the Brad LPs, you know. And there are some other LPs I started. We used to watch videos like. I used to watch videos of like Dark Kefka, you know. I used to watch some of his videos. You know, there was like a certain point, like after like, I think I stopped watching his videos during his Pokemon Yellow LP, and it was Final Fantasy Advance. Like, I think when he started Final Fantasy V Advance or one Final Fantasy game in like Pokemon Yellow, I think. I don't even remember. Like, I don't think it was it Final Fantasy VI? I just don't remember. Like, I don't really trust my memory that well. And it's like, I watch Cheddar Conroy's videos every now and then, but right now people I watch are just like Necro and Brad. Well, the Brad, not you, Bradley Mudd, my friend who is a bit of a poser. It's like Brad, that's another thing that I'm gonna tell you, you know, where it's like in some of the videos and some of the stuff that you say, like you ask for comments, likes, and subscribing, you know, and like again, going back to the thing I said about, hey, no one's equal. At the same time, I'm gonna I'm talking as a personal friend and as a viewer of YouTube and as a YouTube user. I will say this: like, if someone almost every one of their videos asks for like likes, dislikes, subscribes, and comments, especially in most of their videos like vlogs. It's like, not even in most of their videos are vlogs, not even that, but it's like, if you keep asking for it constantly and you keep posting stuff on your personal Facebook saying watch this video, or stuff even on your Twitter saying if you haven't watched this video, watch it now, you know, it's like, if it gets to that point, if you keep on doing that, you know, it's like you're just gonna shun and you're just gonna push people away, you know. It's like you basically become like a whore, you know. You become a whore. And Brad, like, I mean, because I've called you a hoe before, even like jokingly, like, dude, I've called you a hoe like right in front of you, bro. And it's like, I'm just screwing around, but at the same time, it's like, hey, I call it like I see it. And it's like, I'm just watching videos, and like, this guy is always asking for likes, comments, and subscribing. And it's like, I'm just watching his videos, you know. And it's like unless he, like, the quality of his content, like high professional level stuff I can keep going back to all the time. I was like, I'm just gonna be like, who the fuck is this, you know? Just fuck off. Like Like, like who are you? You know, just stuff like that. But if you keep, personally, I feel like if you keep doing that, you're just gonna push people away. You know, because if you create content on YouTube for people to view, like say like a let's play or walkthroughs and stuff like that doesn't really happen overnight. It doesn't happen with you constantly asking people to see your shit. You know, like you post your stuff and people will see eventually. And whether you get big off it or not is really up to what people think of your content. You know? It's like it's not really even like I'm not even gonna fuck it, I'm not even gonna talk more, bro. Ugh. I just gone on just one thing like originally I was intending on talking about anime and something like that with like one of my friends like I get a lot of shit about talking about like saying that I don't like English dub anime and stuff like that, but it's like not even that I don't like English. It's not that I don't like English dub, it's that I don't like most English dub. But I'll talk about that in the next video, I guess. Since I've rambled on about video games and LPing and news, that kind of boring shit, you know? See you in the next video. Ugh.